This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and we're continuing on once again with the coaching commandments. We're up to number 10. If you don't know what these are, you got to go back to the first one, moving over exercise. I think I've framed it a few times in each of these ones, but you're just going to do that for me, and then read through. They're fantastic rules, commandments, principles, whatever you want to call it, that really do feed into many areas of our life. But either way, I'm relating it to coaching, as in fitness coaching. However, take from it what you can and apply it at where you can. Cool, done, very good. Number 10, pace and lead, or listen and lead. Now, I mentioned in a podcast, I think, earlier, around listening and truly listening on a deeper level, and sacred listening and listening with our whole body and all that sort of stuff. So that makes a big sense. It does make a big sense. Good, Dave. Makes a lot of sense in relation to what we're going to be talking about today. But I'm going to first talk about this idea of pacing and leading. And so what I mean by pacing is finding where a particular individual is at and making sure you're meeting them there, rather than expecting, as the coach, expecting them to catch up to wherever you're at or be wherever you're at, whether you're ahead or left or right, doesn't matter. Being able to find and be on the same page as the other person, this does go to that idea of first seek to understand, then be understood. But we aren't able to lead anyone until we're at the same space as them, until they feel connected and all that sort of stuff. So rapport is one of the words to be there. Matching, but matching rapport and connection is not a fucking strategy. That's really important to understand. It's got to come from this space of compassion. It's got to come from a space of care. It's got to come from a place of passion, but it's got to come from this place of really truly being there to understand without your fucking biases, without this idea of judgment and anything else. It's literally just being there to hear the person. Because so often, and I've had this heaps, people end up saying something along the lines of like, I really fucking like how you just listen to X, Y, Z. I really feel like I'm being heard. And one of the ways to do this, and it's for your own understanding, and one of the ways to pace somebody as well, is to make sure you're using their language. And so when they're saying what they're saying, and you simply can just say what they're saying back to them. Not every fucking word, that'll be weird. Get the strategy out of the mind. But as they're going, it's like, look, this is really hard for me because I feel like every time I get going, something pops up and I can't do it anymore. It's like, right, so you feel like you just can't do it anymore. They're like, yeah. And so this is one of the ways that you can repeat back to make sure you actually are understanding them and allows them to continue on because they feel heard. So don't use it just as a strategy. Use it as a space or as an opportunity to understand them better so you can be on the same page. And when you do that, as a coach, as a leader, because they're coming to you for that reason, and same as a manager at work or a leader at work, same fucking thing, is to first pace them. Because when you can pace them, you start to understand their experience of reality. Because you look at something like neurolinguistic programming, which is a model of learning. It's a model. It's not the model. It's just a model. One of the powerful things around it is that NLP is the study of subjective experience. Now, when I use a word and you use that word, we need to get out of the space of mind reading that we mean the same thing. So one of the ways to do it is like, look, I know what X means for me, and what does it mean for you, right? I just want to realize, I just want to know, you said X, how are you using that word? So I can get a better understanding for me, rather than just mind reading or just going along with it for the sake of going, oh, I know what that means. Really calibrate the person, really learn to be there with the person and fully do your best to understand it. Whenever I coach, and in my developmental or performance coaching or whatever, it's like I pretend to have this big mug in my chest. And if I can't really understand and put what they're saying in my mug, I'll continue to ask questions to understand so that I can really figure out what they're actually talking about. So that I can, in my mind, create the same movie that they have in their mind. So that way I can literally be seeing and feeling and hearing the closest thing that I know I can to what's going on for them. And then from there, I can really start to lead them around where they want to go. Not where I want them to go, which is so often the case with so many fucking sales. Hey, like, salespeople there's a big difference between being a salesperson, right? And being a salesperson or helping someone facilitate buying, right? Being a salesperson means I've got a product, my goal is to sell my product. Being a buying facilitator means that you're helping to facilitate the person buying what's actually important for them. One of the best ones I've heard in the fitness industry is that they're a fitness consultant. Now what that means is that you're not pre-fucking supposing that your product's the best thing for them, right? You don't have this sales strategy to just get numbers on there because, hey, you're crushing it. Fuck that shit off. Just get rid of it, right? And the reason why I say that is because you're not in service of them. You're in service of you, more often than not. Now, the best salespeople are actually service people. The best salespeople are there in service of somebody, and they're happy to go, I don't think this is right for you. Not as a sales strategy, because they just don't think it's right for them. Right? That's the difference, right? Maybe you're not up to the scratch. Maybe you're not ready for this. Fuck off. There is millions of people in this world that will never be ready for it because they don't live near you, because they don't want to work with you, because they don't want to do any of that stuff. So get rid of that. Get rid of all that sort of stuff. If you actually want to read a book, now because we're talking about it, on selling, read the book by Sharon Drew Morgan, Selling with Integrity. She has a thing called Buying Facilitation. You should be able to just get the ebook somewhere as well, called Buying Facilitation. She's got Dirty Little Secrets as another one, but she operates from the opposite way. So my conversation with so many coaches is, it's not the client's job to adapt their learning preferences to your coaching preference. It's your job to adapt your coaching preferences to their learning preferences. It's the same thing for when you're helping to facilitate somebody's fitness goals, right? As the fitness consultant or as the buying facilitator, whatever terms you want to use, it is actually the same thing. And so it's not the buyer doesn't have to buy to your selling patterns. It's you have to be able to communicate and educate to their educational patterns and really understand their problem space, so that you can help provide the best solutions for them and help them come to their own solutions, right? And then, it may take longer, but more often than not, you end up not wasting your time with people that are just not right for you. It's so crucial that you end up moving away from this strategy of just getting numbers on a fucking spreadsheet to dealing with the human being, dealing with the human, with a family, with goals, with emotions, everything, and making sure that you're in there full in service of them and not trying to bullshit people for the sake of just crushing it. It's over. That time's over. You're living in the past if you're doing it, because you're not working from a space of compassion. You're not working from a place of passion at all. You're working from a place of ego, of looking good, right? Apparently I'm fired up about this. Could you tell that today? Pace and lead, motherfuckers. That's what I'm talking about, more than anything. So that you can pace with people and then lead them. It's really crucial. And it's the same thing with people setting goals. And one of the things I see in the industry a lot is people... a lot of clients are actually attempting to fulfill their coach's goals, their trainer's goals, not their goals, right? Why the fuck do 45-year-old women need to wear a weight belt, right? Now, some do because they want to compete in powerlifting or similar. Fine, no problem. But for the majority of human beings, they don't fucking need to do that. And so it's really, as a coach or a leader, it's your job to help facilitate and pace the individual and really find out what their whole problem space is, their life conditions, and what their goals and their direction are, and help facilitate the best solutions for them, because you're in service of them. And that's what you do as pace and lead. But in order to lead, we must first listen. And on that note, I am done. If you think someone else should listen to this, it would mean the world to me if you'd pass it on to them. Otherwise, team, we got my Mood Prep seminar coming up in Sydney. There's still some tickets left, 21st, 22nd of September. It's Brookvale. I'd love to see you there, but team, I am out until tomorrow. Peace and pizza. Kick today in the dick. Slay the dragon. I'll see you soon.
To be everything at once, be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.